Hey drivers, are you looking for a new job or are you looking just to become a new lease driver? Well, NCI offers new Kenworth T680 double bunk condos with APU and refrigerator, all standard in all of their equipment. Come aboard and become a lease operator, or you can become a company driver. NCI offers regional positions, over-the-road positions, team positions, and also NCI will take on a few students if you've graduated from a trucking school. Pick up the phone, check out NCI, and see if they have what you're looking for at 888-311-7076. That's 888-311-7076.
Listen, I know keeping up with your authority and renewals can be a challenge. As a thank you to TalkCDL listeners, JJ Keller would like to offer 6 months of free DOT authority monitoring to a lucky listener. Basically, we'll watch over your authority, send you a monthly report for 6 months, help you fix anything that falls out of compliance, and renew your MCS 150 form and VMT, as well as file your UCR for free. After 6 months, you can choose to cancel or continue your service for just $39.99 a month. To enter and for official rules, visit truckingauthority.com/talkcdl.
As a trucker, you've kept our country going during the COVID-19 pandemic. We know that you take your role seriously, and without you, America would have shut down. The team at Rev wants to say thank you for having our backs every day.
We also know that keeping costs down is your number one goal. That's why at Rev Insurance, our priority is helping you save money while keeping you safe on the road.
Call 800-347-5373 and let the trucking experts at Rev assist you with a free trucking insurance quote and save up to 37%.
Wow. Rev specializes in providing insurance of all types to small fleet owners and independent owner-operators, whether local, short haul, or long haul. Rev Insurance can get you covered at a price that fits your budget.
From liability, damages, and cargo to workers' compensation, Rev has your back while you're out there on the road. Call 800-347-5373 or visit www.revinsurance.com.
That's 800-347-5373.
Rev Insurance. They know truckers because they only work with truckers. Randomly, this is just weird. And so we should tell everybody what's going on. Okay, so I'm in fact, there's the weirdness. Answer it. We're going to just tell everybody as we wing it. Go ahead. Hit it. Somebody's calling in. TalkCDL.
This is Ruth Ann.
Hi, Ruth Ann. It's just Dougie ringing you back, mate.
Hey.
Okay, you got to slow down with that
sorry
accent.
about that.
That's okay.
So it's about 9 o'clock in the morning here, roughly.
And it's
I'm working at the moment, but I'm doing biodunda. So that means that the tractor goes off, pumps out of me, and then goes off and puts it on the cane, on the sugar cane, then comes back and refills. So there'll be about probably 45 minutes between now and then.
So, hey, listen real quick.
I thought I'd give you a call in that time.
Doug, can you hear me? This is Troy.
Hey, here you go, mate.
Okay, listen real quick. I just want to run this by you. We really weren't going to do an interview or anything tonight. And then Ruth Ann was kind enough to walk into the bedroom where I was editing a bunch of stuff in the computer. And she said, I got a phone call. You said some weirdos on the phone, didn't you?
I did not.
Okay, no, she didn't say that.
I did not say that, Doug.
Okay.
It's probably come off like that because I've been trying to get a hold of you, but the time zone and that, because I spoke to your producer the other day and I was like, I thought, should I give him a call? I don't want to be a weirdo. So funny enough you say that. I was like, fuck it, I want to be a weirdo.
Exactly. And Ruth Ann, sometimes her mouth just gets away with it. But anyways, so it was just a weird situation. So we wanted to tell the viewers and the audience, because you're actually on TalkCDL right now, by the way. We decided to walk. The studio is attached to our house, so we came out here. And I said, let's just go with this, and we'll take this guy. And you're from Australia, correct?
Yeah, mate. I'm from a little town, Mackay, and it's in North Queensland, and Queensland's a state. And North Queensland, Australia.
With that accent, who the hell else talks like that?
Can't take that accent, right?
So now we got a million questions for you, of course. But so how did
That's great. Yeah, bring them on. I've got some questions for you guys too. So that'd be epic.
Well, let me ask you first off, how'd you get our number?
Off your Facebook page.
I knew it.
It's on the page.
I told Troy. I said,
nobody looks at that number.
Troy said, he goes, I wonder how he got it. I said, well, you got my number right on the page.
Okay, so go ahead, fire a question. Yeah. Why don't you give us a question since, we're two different countries here combating. By the way, I got a plan. I was thinking when you called in, what would be really cool? If we could set up like some kind of a fist fight with somebody from Australia and somebody from America to see who's the toughest trucker.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. I love you guys over there way too much.
Well, we figured you guys were pretty...
You guys got some pretty fat tractors over there.
You like the tractors?
Oh, I love your guys' rigs over there. We don't call them tractors here. We call them trucks. But because I'm really into the American iron, I think I love everything about your trucks over there, The large hood trucks over here are starting to be a bit of a dying thing. But there's still a lot of it around. I drive a real old girl, well, sort of classified old. It's a 94 model Western Star Heritage, and it's a beautiful truck. Your producer's actually got some photos of it I sent to him by inbox.
Yeah, I think I actually seen them the other day. So you have a Western Star. That's awesome because that was one of my last trucks.
It's actually one of Troy's favorite is the Western Star.
Yeah, I am a big Western Star fan. So then we won't set up a fist fight with him and a trucker here with him.
Okay.
Since he drives a Western Star and he likes America. So why don't you ask one of your questions? Let's hear it. So we're just winging this.
So you guys all run e-logs over there in LA with set for your cattle freighters, is that correct?
It depends. I guess there's certain. It depends on the year of the truck. Also, if it's like pre-2000, they're exempt from e-logs. Also.
Oh, yeah. No worries. Yeah, no, we're still on paper logbook over here, and I was just going to ask you. I was listening to a podcast, and I've been hearing about the industry over there. That you guys have got a lot of mixed reviews about the e-logs, and I was just seeing your opinion on them, what you thought about them.
I didn't hear the question.
What we thought about the e-logs, is that right, Doug?
When they were brought in.
Oh, when they brought the e-logs in, what did they think? I mean, honestly, are you seriously asking that? I mean, they literally went kicking and screaming all the way to the e-log. The truck drivers hate it. Well, I mean, actually, some truck drivers actually like the e-logs, but
they're doing a bit of that here now. They're trying to slowly sneak it in on us, but there's a bit of resistance to it, and I don't think it'll be happening over here for a fair bit.
Well, we're
still on the paper book, and
one of the things that we had a lot of, and they're trying to get it straight here, but one of the controversies when it first started, once you clocked in on your e-log, it didn't turn off. Okay, there was no control over the driver. And, this was really let's be honest about e-logs. If we're being straight, it was formed because a lot of drivers cheated on their paper logs, and they were trying to make it to where a driver couldn't cheat. I mean, I was one of those guys that cheated at one time, but when they came up... I
mean, every truck driver in the world that's on paper logs would be lying at least one part of their life they didn't at least have to or try to attempt that, you know what I mean?
Right, and so... What they failed to do, they failed to realize if you have especially a satellite run e-log, there's no way to cheat that. You know what I mean? Unless you have somebody rigging it. In fact, there's some places right now where they have apps that are e-logs, and Dispatch and a couple other people, they're doing it. They're turning it back for the driver and helping him cheat a little. But I got to tell you, in all honesty, the actual people that keep the app, it'll still always not jive with them, because if they get audited, it's going to show how those companies did cheat, and they're going to be in trouble anyways. But going back to what I was saying, if you have an e-log that's satellite based, there's absolutely no way a driver can cheat. Therefore, give the power to the truck driver. He knows when he's tired. He knows when he wants to stop, in between. And I believe that's
exactly right.
Right, exactly. And
we got a transport inquiry going on in our government at the moment, because the industry needs a bit of a modification here too. And I might say, everything that's going on with you guys over in the States, all the issues that you guys got as truck drivers, it's nearly identical in Australia. That's why I watch a lot of American content, because the Americans and the Canadians are the only ones that sort of have half an idea of how, the industry is. Every other country, to me, including Europe, which strangely I'm Australian, it's weird that I say that, but the Americans and the Canadians, you guys and the Canadians have a very similar system to us, and all the issues that you guys have in the trucking industry right now, we're going through the exact same thing, identical stuff, like nearly word for word. Like, yeah, it's unreal how close some of the issues are. Yeah.
We're that close to.
I had you turned down.
Figures. You had me turned down. I didn't realize that once something happens here that it goes over there within like a short bit.
Oh, it's just that, like, even like the other issues these guys were talking about, fatigue, and then the driver training. See, our driver training is even less strict than your driver training, a lot less strict. But all the issues are still the same, getting new people into the industry and then keeping them here, and all the things that you guys basically discussed in TalkCDL could relate in some way back to the Australian trucking industry also.
I think one of the things that is hurting the industry, and this might really sound cliche, and it might just sound opinionated, but in my opinion, whether that matters or not to anybody, I think what the government and a lot of authorities are doing in the United States and other countries, they're actually taking the fun out of trucking to where people are going, well, this sucks. It sucks.
I agree with this 110%. And it's happening over here right now. So I'll tell you a bit about the way I am as a driver, right? I've got a nice truck. I'm very privileged for the amount of time I've been driving. So when I said to you before I was in my rookie year, I actually asked my missus, I've actually been going longer. So I've been doing it almost 2 years with what they call a multi-combination license, which over here entitles you to drive anything from a semi through to a triple road train, big road train basically. And I jumped straight from my heavy rigid truck license, which is just a buggy drive truck up to 15 tons with a road ranger gearbox. I jumped from that straight to my multi-combinations. So, and you can do that legally here in Australia. So anyway, the way I am as a driver is I like American trucks or Australian, trucks with American taste. I'm very pedantic with my equipment. I cart to farms every day. And I literally, while I'm standing here waiting for the tractor, normally, I'm talking to you guys right now while I'm doing that, but normally while I'm doing that, I'm washing my truck, I'm cleaning my truck. So when I get out on the highway, it at least looks presentable from the other side of the road. We got some guys out there that just go, oh, what are you doing that for? It's a waste of time. It's only to get dirty again. I'm like, but that truck is a giant billboard for my company floating down the road and a reflection on me as a driver. And it's like pride in your equipment is absolutely paramount. My granddad, he used to drive tippers with a dog trailer, and he could eat off his truck. So a tipper's like a dump truck, basically, what you guys would call a dumpy. And you could eat off his equipment. And the same thing as my father. My father has done refrigerated transport reefers, and he's also done dump trucks. He was the same, and my uncle was the same too. I've noticed the pride in the industry is just, even over here, has fallen down. There's a lot of good blokes that have a heap of pride in their gear. Then there's other blokes that are just doing it for the money. And I'm not like that. I'm a third generation driver. So I do this because I want to do this, and I'm proud of doing this, and I'm proud of being a truck driver. There's a lot of blokes out there that just think of the money. That's all they think of.
You had something, Ruth?
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Oh, that's cool. So, going back to what you were just saying, the way drivers are, and you have different breeds. You really do. You have guys that are local runners or nothing like OTR guys, and guys that are team guys or nothing like guys that are solo guys. There's just so much differences, and we run into that same thing that you were just talking about. Like we'll post like a really nice show truck on. And a lot of guys are going, that is a beautiful truck. That's awesome. And then you got your crowd that'll go, yeah, you can't make money with it. What the hell, man? All that money in that big sleeper. What the hell's the sense in doing that? Well, you know what? That's maybe somebody likes to go down the road and look absolutely nice. No different. There's no difference in why you would buy a Mercedes versus, a Chevy, because you want to look like you have a little bit more class. Not that somebody
That's
would.
right. To me, it's about professionalism. You know, if you look the part and your machinery smick, and you got your truck in 100% clean order, it's as good as advertising to me.
I agree with that. I'm going to tell you, the guy that usually keeps his truck clean, the guy that wants to get a truck wash every week, he'll check with a company before he goes to work for him to make sure they do truck washes and all that stuff. That's a guy that legitimately wants to take care of the equipment, and he also wants to represent the industry in a positive way. There's a lot of, and look, I'm not putting a guy down that doesn't wash his truck every week either. Okay, there are some of those guys are just hardworking guys.
Oh no, there's some guys that just don't have the time, and
right.
If they really, really don't have the time, I can appreciate that, you know.
Right.
But for the guys that have the time or get the privilege of taking their truck home on the weekend, like I do, if I get a weekend off, there's no reason why you can't have a bit of pride in your gear and have a bit of pride in the industry. You don't have to have, like when I started driving trucks, I was out in the coal fields working on drill rigs as a roughneck. And I had to get my truck license to cart water to the drill rig. So I started off driving an international Atkinson with an 8-speed Road Ranger delivering water to the drill rigs. And that's how I started driving trucks. And I'm like, oh, I like this. So I gave the drill rigs away. And my first real truck driving job was driving a cement mixer for a company named Boral. And cement mixers are notorious for being dirty and that. But I used to put tyre shine. I'd back into a job and I'd have tyre shine on my cement mixer, for God's sake. Like, I just took so much pride in it. And to me, it wasn't hard, you know, even if the company didn't want to pay for the detailing stuff, it was nothing to me to go and buy a couple of cans of tyre shine and some truck wash and, you know, go to work on Monday and you pull up at a job site and blokes will be like, holy dooly, that young bloke keeps his equipment clean. And you know, I like to think that it helps my reputation a little bit by having clean equipment.
Well, there's no doubt that the cleaner and neater you present yourself in any position in working, whether you're a truck driver or whatever the case is, you have a believe it or not, reputation is a lot. And if your reputation follows you as a slob versus someone that's neat about their business. And again, I'm not putting a guy that's not like super clean either. I was never like the super cleanest trucker, but I also didn't want garbage. I've gotten in some drivers' trucks, you know, while I was out on the road, and you couldn't even see the floor because of like McDonald's papers and trash and stuff like that, and they just throw it down. Their laundry's on the floor, and it's just. I used to tell people all the time, you want to get depressed, go out and truck for 2 weeks and don't clean your truck. In about 2 weeks, you're going to be stepping over stuff. It's going to smell in there, and you're going to get depressed being out there. Make it worth being out there. I mean, you don't have to polish your rims.
You know?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Believe me. Again, though, I'm not. Again, a driver that's just a working man. He's running hard, and maybe he sprays it off once a month, and he keeps it semi-neat. The respect's there too. But the guy that honestly is just a pig, and he doesn't know how to keep his. In fact, I've gotten in a truck one time when I went to work for a company called Great Coastal, and they had 7 piss bottles filled sitting in the sleeper. Okay, that's somebody that has no respect for themselves. You have no respect if you can't get out at the trucks. If you can't get out to take a leak and you just need to go and you want to piss in a bottle, that's fine. But when you get a truck stop, get out and take your urine and put it in a damn garbage can, Ruth Ann. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, he has me turned down again.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Don't ask me what my opinion is if he can't turn me up enough
Well, your
to hear
last
it.
question was, how old are you? I mean, are you looking for a date or what, Ruth Ann?
No, I just, because of his
Aussie voice?
You know, so I've worked out I've been driving semis for 2 years, not a year.
Well,
So yeah, the time's flown by that quick. I've actually not realised how long I've actually been as a semi driver.
I think that you keeping your tractor clean is extremely important, because I think if you actually have your tractor clean and you have your surrounding area cleaned up, or at least made it feel like your own personal space, when you are driving, you're in a better mood and it all flows better with you.
Absolutely. Like I said, I sort of picked up that habit from my grandfather, which passed away, this year. And he was driving up until I think probably about 5 years before he passed. My my uncle's out there still driving, and so is my father. And I just picked it up from them. And I thank goodness I did, because it's a good thing, you know. It's a really good thing.
All right, so here's my question. We know that Australia is full of tough hombres, okay? You guys got, like, some of the deadliest snakes. You got crocodiles. You got all this stuff. Actually, you even have Crocodile Dundee, right? And Australia is famous for an awesome rock group called AC/DC, okay?
Really?
Yeah, that's where they're from. They're from
I'm more of a country music person myself, but yeah, AC/DC is very good, yeah.
That's where they're from your country, right?
I thought they were from England.
Yeah.
No, AC/DC is from Australia.
No, they're from Australia, right? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's true.
I did not know that.
So here's my question. One of the toughest islands. You guys are an island, right? Australia is a is a continent.
Actually, big island.
It's I guess it's considered a continent, isn't it? Australia. I think it is one of the 7 continents. So here you are, tough. You guys can be killed by some insect or a snake at any time. My question is, all that toughness in Australia, are you guys wearing masks for the coronavirus, or is it masks off? Because me personally, I'm an anti-mask kind of guy.
Well, down in Sydney and Melbourne and areas where it's pretty thick on the COVID, a lot of people are wearing masks. But here in Queensland, we've still shut the borders to the rest of the other states. Some of the other states, I think we're open to New South Wales, maybe in South Australia, but everything else we're shut off to. Oh, and WA and NT we're open up to as well. But no, pretty much life in Queensland is like normal right now. Like people, like North Queensland, I'm not talking about down there in the cities in Brisbane, but in North Queensland, anywhere from about what you call a town called Rockhampton to the north to the top of Australia to the tip, life is just pretty much normal right now. No masks. Everybody's just, going about their business. We are doing the social distancing thing. That's pretty heavily enforced. But, yeah, we've bounced back from it, and, life's just sort of kicking on as normal. The pubs have opened back up, and people are able to have a drink now, but they've got a social distance and all that sort of jazz. But, no masks for the more rural areas of Australia at the moment.
Ruth Ann and I, we hate masks, don't we, Ruth Ann?
I can't stand them.
Ruth Ann's even worse than me. Like sometimes I'll go in Sam's Club and I'll be ready to put a mask on. Ruth Ann will just walk right in like real bold. And the guy at the counter will go, "Did you need a mask?" And she'll go, "No." And she'll just walk right by him. It's actually quite funny to watch. So, we're anti-maskers.
I mean, it probably would depend on the person too, but the majority of the people in the more rural areas of Australia are not really wearing masks right now. I can sort of say that. I don't want to speak on behalf of other people, because other people's views and that might be different the way they look at it. But no, for the most part, we're just getting on with it.
Okay, here's another.
Obviously, a lot of our transport companies are like handing out sanitizer, they're putting trucks and stuff like that. But it's just all going along as normal. When we go into a mine site or the plant, at the moment I'm currently liquid dunder, which is what they call dunder. We put it on the sugar cane. It's like the ethanol they get off the sugar cane, basically the stuff they don't need, they turn it into biodunder, and then we cart it out of a little factory and then deliver it to the farms. And when we deliver to the farms, we pump out of our tankers into a tractor. But the little factory, the factory which is owned by Wilmar, they're basically, making us send off a form saying we haven't been to Brisbane or Melbourne or a hotspot, and saying asking if we're put in precautions. So basically, my job goes on as normal. I just send that form off every day to say I'm not sick, I haven't been to a major city, and life just goes on as normal.
Okay, so moving on from the COVID, got a quick question. It was on my mind. You had mentioned you got a Western Star. In the United States, a lot of our trucks are coming right off the assembly line with an automatic transmission. A lot of them like the 12-speed automatics, and not a lot of manual or stick shifts are coming out anymore unless you order it that way. What are you seeing there, like with the trucks that you guys are driving? Are a lot of them automatics now?
Sorry for cutting you off there. Mainly our European trucks and our Japanese trucks are increasingly coming out with manual transmissions. A lot of our American-style trucks, but Australian-built, so our Western Stars, our Kenworths, and our Western Stars and our Kenworths and the Max, they all come out are starting to come out auto, but a lot of companies are still optioning them up with an 18-speed Road Ranger. So the stick is going to be around Australia for a long time still, particularly for people that do heavy haulage like dump trucks, heavy haulage drivers, tipper truck drivers, low loaders like flatbedders as well. They're all still using manual transmissions.
Okay, that's so you still have a good count on manual transmissions. Here's another question. Moving on to something else I wanted to ask before I forget. Again, I want to remind the audience we're talking to Doug Parker from, was it everything Queensland? Is it Queensland?
Yeah, because I wanted
Australia?
to say, no, he said they say Queensland, and we actually say Queensland.
Yeah, well, we slang everything, but they're pretty slangy. The way they add the Y to everything, trucky, dumpy. We don't do that. We don't do the E thing a lot, unless we're talking to our little kids, and we go, "Oh, it's mommy." But anyways, so here's my question for you. You ready? In America, especially on the West Coast right now, they're doing a lot of testing with autonomous trucks. Okay, how is that going in Australia? Is Tesla and all the truck Freightliner and all these guys doing a lot of testing with the autonomous driverless trucks in Australia?
No real driverless trucks going on here at the moment at this stage. I can imagine maybe in the future, but everything's still pretty old school over here, really.
I love it.
The company I work for, we've got 38 trucks, and they're all Kenworths and Western Star. They're all Kenworths. We've got 3 Western Stars.
What kind of KW?
Freightliner,
what are your
and
Kenworths?
they're all stick trucks bar 2.
What kind of KWs you got? Are they the W9s or are they the T680s?
So we've got 3 T908 Kenworths or 904s.
Yeah.
We've got a massive amount of T401s, the earlier, like, say, aero-style truck, but they're still boxy looking.
Yeah, they're
And we've got
day cab, right?
Yeah, you're right, mate, sorry.
I said, are they the day cab, those 401s?
No, they're bunk trucks.
Okay.
We've got 2 day
They're
cab
dumps,
ones, but
that's
they're
right.
all bunk trucks.
Okay, go ahead.
We've got, so most of the trucks we got to run bunks. There's probably only about 3 that don't. They just sort of do intermodal transport, like taking containers out of the port and that and dropping them at the supermarket, like unloading at the supermarkets. Most of the day cabs do that. But, the rest are, So we got 409, 2 409 Kenworths. They got automatics. They're bunk trucks. And, the rest are all 408s, 401s. We got one 401, what they call a 401 SAR, which is a square nose, but really short. And then, we got one Western Star Heritage, which is a massive long nose, which is the one I drive. Nice. And then we've got a Western Star day cab, a old Western Star, it's like a Heritage as well. And then we got a white Road Boss and a white Road Commander cab over.
Nice. Now, have you seen, just to get your opinion, have you seen what's taken the place of the W900? Because, they don't make them anymore. I believe it's the 990 now. Have you seen those?
No. We're, like I said, our trucks are pretty unique, like the 908 and the 90. The 908's the current style, like Australian big truck, like, as you guys would call them, large car.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's basically where they're at right now, I think we're going to be we'll be making them, getting them made, because they're built for Australia, obviously, but we'll be getting them for the future. But, don't quote me on it, but, it could change. I'm pretty sure we've got the new aero-style Kenworths at the moment here too, like a few fuel companies locally are using them.
No,
but,
not
don't
that I
quote me on
know.
it. I'm not 100% right, but that's just from what I've seen, just from the driver's perspective looking out.
Okay.
Cab over Kenworths are extremely popular here. So basically we've got the K200, which is like a continuation on of the American cab overs you guys have. And they're still making those here and selling them. And
That's
they're extremely
awesome.
popular.
That's awesome.
For over-the-road use. And so are the Volvo cab overs. They're really popular over-the-road truck as well.
I am a big, huge cab over fan. You're talking to one right here, right, Ruthann?
Yes, he does like cab overs.
I'm quite the opposite. I like my large car. That's why I really appreciate what you guys have got over there.
Oh, I love hoods. Yeah. Believe me, I love a hood, but there's nothing like the view in a cab over. It's just, I just love, as a little kid, I was always in those cab overs, so I extremely love
There's plenty of vision, and they're easy to maneuver, and yeah, they are good for a practical sense, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
In a big city, they're awesome for backing up in alleys, and, and you can't beat a cab over for, having to back up in tight spaces versus a hood.
No
doubt. Yeah, so.
Australia's a very application-based, transport. The transport's very application-based here. So if you are carting fuel, long distance, doing road trains, you're doing livestock haulage, all that sort of stuff, 90% of the time you'll see a long hood truck. If you're carting like I am, local or sometimes not so local, you'll have a long hood truck. But if you're doing intermodal, you'll have a short nose truck or a cab over. And if you're not doing intermodal, and a lot of the over the road guys, but most of your city to city over the road guys, like your Melbourne to Sydney, your Sydney to Adelaide, your Brisbane to Melbourne sort of thing, a lot of them guys run cab overs. Because in Australia, we're limited by the length of our truck chassis, so we can get more pallets on our B doubles to get more weight, so we can cart more freight. So we have shorter trucks so we can run longer trailers, because our overall vehicle length is measured from the back of the trailer to the bull bar or the bumper of the truck, not from the pit, not from the hitch to the back of the truck, like you guys.
What's your standard legal GVW as far as everything combined? Like in America, it's 80,000 pounds. Anything over that, you need a permit for. What's your standard there?
Our well, it depends on the combination, really.
Okay, it goes by combination.
Obviously, and with the road trains, they can't travel in certain parts of Australia, so there's different road chain routes and there's different B-double routes. And then the single trucks can go mostly anywhere they want. And the body trucks, there's a single semis, the body trucks mostly go everywhere. But my actual combination, I run a single tanker on a semi, and I'm absolutely maxed out at 43-ton gross vehicle mass, which is all of it all up.
Okay, and that got everything.
Oh no, I was
that conversation for a single semi.
43
that's
ton.
All up weight.
So 43 ton, which is 86,000 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically what we run up to, 42 ton. But if you got a lot of truck, you can obviously run more than that. Yeah.
What has been your scariest time so far driving?
What was that, sorry?
What has been the most scariest situation that you've been in while driving?
I could cover a few off, but yeah, there's been a few.
What's that noise? What's that noise in the background?
I'm just about finished unloading, so if I could give you guys call back in another hour or so, I can talk more then.
We're going to actually be wrapping up the interview shortly.
Hey, we actually had an Aussie guy on before, probably about 2 years ago or anything, maybe 3. I don't know. We had he was telling us about how a lot of drivers actually hit kangaroos. I guess they're do you have background noise there?
Sorry, Nathan.
Doug, do you have a lot of background noise there?
Oh, yeah, you're going to give me the docket?
Oh, anyways, have you hit anything like a crocodile or
no kangaroos or anything just yet for me, but there's been countless other blokes out there that hit kangaroos. It's pretty commonplace, eh?
Yeah. I thought that was actually kind of interesting. Because of the wildlife you guys have there. It's one of the countries. I actually would love to go there, to Australia, Ruth Ann.
This takes the tennis.
Did we lose him? Doug?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm just jumping back into the Primeval and putting it on Bluetooth.
Okay. Been an interesting interview, but a nice one, Ruth Ann. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit sporadic because when you guys would be up, I'd be just sort of going to bed, getting plenty of sleep for the next day. So yeah. I'm sort of doing the interview on the run sort of thing.
Yeah, and we, you know what, that's not a problem, brother. We actually really appreciate the fact that you're in another country and you actually listen to the show. I mean, we truly, and we love our American truck drivers. Believe me, we're a very big trucking family here. And I'll tell you honestly, I'm seeing more closeness with truckers than I ever did lately. It just seems to me like more truckers are starting to stick up for each other. But we really, just curious, how long have you actually been listening to TalkCDL?
I've been listening to you guys for about 12 months. So.
Oh, that's really, I mean, really truly appreciate that. I mean that sincerely. We actually get mail and reports from all over, actually the world. We get, actually, believe it or not, Japan. We have like a bunch of listeners in Japan, Australia, England, all that. It's like really super cool. I find it cool for all our international listeners.
I just find you guys really good to listen to, you know. I chuck the Bluetooth on and I have you, you know, playing sometimes in the truck where I'm travelling along, and, you know, some of the stuff you guys talk about, it's like, oh, they do that differently over here. Oh, they do that the same, or we're going through a similar thing, or I don't think we're going, and it's just really interesting to get another person's point of view from that lifestyle, you know what I mean?
Now, be honest with me. Does Ruth Ann get on your nerves ever while you're listening to her?
No, I love you guys both. Like, what I like about listening to you is like you're both dynamic. You sort of just bounce off each other. It's like listening to two mates having a conversation.
Yeah, and we do, and
really good.
And we have mated. I mean, we actually.
When we are not getting along, you can definitely see and feel and hear the tension between us. So
yeah.
We try to make sure that we're always in a good mood.
Yeah, that's true. There's times where we were going to be recording and we realized we better not record today because they're not going to like us. No doubt.
We could be downright like cold to each other that way.
So you do listen to the show. So then you know that Ruth Ann likes to bring the word of the day on every week from Word Genius. There's another plug for Word Genius. So we're gonna have Ruth Ann play what's the word of the day today, Ruth Ann?
Well, let me play it.
Ruth Ann's having a moment here. Are you trying to play it?
Oh, it didn't take a hold on. Oh, I guess it helps if I actually turn the volume up, I guess.
Oh, that would help. Good.
I'm assuming that's what it was.
It's not playing? Well, what's the word of the day? Can you pronounce it? Uh-oh. We might not get the word of the day.
Desiderium.
Desiderium? Spell it.
I want to find out why it's not coming on.
Is your Bluetooth hooking onto something? Desideratum.
Nothing like I thought it was.
Play that again.
Desideratum.
Now, Doug, would you happen to be a vocabulary genius that you know what the definition of that word is?
No way. I wouldn't. Like most young blokes that grow up to drive trucks over here, I definitely know spell it, mate.
Yeah, and look, I'm not. We have some truckers that think they know everything. I'm usually one of those guys, but I have no idea what desideratum is, or even how you
desideratum.
Desideratum. So, Ruth Ann, let's get the definition for desideratum, or whatever.
Something that is needed or wanted.
Really? Mm-hmm. Something that's needed. Wait. Hold on a second. That's an oxymoron. You can need it. So you're saying need it and want it?
Or.
So need it or want it. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I like that word, because you either need something or you want it. You can do both.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. And you can say I need it and want it, but how could it mean one or the other?
Well, I think it's more
like a rookie guy when he starts out. He can say that I really, really want to drive a Kenworth, but he's only starting out, so he'll probably have like an old Macca or a Volvo or something.
Yeah, we knew the Volvo was coming out.
What he needs and what he wants might be two different things.
I think this is more of a needed, because the examples are critical thinking skills are the desideratum of basic education. And then the second one is, I don't care about the monetary award, but my desideratum is recognition of the clean water program.
Not to confuse it with Ruth Ann's favorite drink, Deserono. Is it? I'm just kidding. So, all right. Do you have another word for us? Do you have a second one?
I can.
A lot of times you whip up two.
Well, I have like a whole file here.
This is Word Genius.
Word Genius.
And by the way, we have nothing to do with Word Genius except the fact that we like to play their words for our audience. And so anybody that's really, truthfully, if anybody is looking to get a bigger vocabulary and have a word sent to them every day, go check out Word Genius. And is it an app, Ruth Ann? You just download the app or what?
Well, I went in online and just signed up for it. So
Yeah.
I don't have it through as an app.
And they
but
send you a word every day. Have you ever heard of the word semiocophobia? Doug Parker. Doug. Hello, Doug.
he might be getting in a bad area.
Yeah, I'm here, mate. Sorry, mate. I'm just
That's
pulling out of an intersection right now.
That's all right, mate. Have you ever heard of the word semiocophobia?
No, never in my life.
It's actually a word for someone that's afraid to pass a tractor trailer out on the road. It's called semiocophobia.
We actually experienced that the other day going down the road.
Yeah, we got behind a woman and I shouldn't say a woman in a mean way, but it was a woman, and she was just hovering behind this tractor trailer in the passing lane, and I'm like, can you please just pass him?
He was being nicer. He did not say it like that.
I did. Didn't I say it that way?
No.
How did I say? Was it?
I am not going to put that out there. But what I am going to put out is this next word.
Let's hear it.
Forfend.
Forfend.
Forfend? Say it again.
Forfend.
Okay, what does forfend mean? Doug Parker, do you know what forfend means? I think
No, what means, sorry?
Forfend.
Forfend. Do you know what the word means?
No idea.
Okay, to avert, keep away, or prevent something evil or unpleasant. To protect something by precautionary measures.
Ooh, I can
Kinda like-
forfend.
Kind of like defend, but you're
Yeah.
forfending.
Yeah, exactly. So you're, I get it.
And drivers can all use this word.
So actually forfend is really defending for someone or yourself.
Pretty much. It's
You're interfering and protecting
right.
in
Avert,
a forfending way.
I
like that
avert, keep away, or prevent something evil or unpleasant. And then their examples through the sentences: the fence should forfend rabbits getting into the garden.
Doug, we're going to wrap this up. I know you're probably getting in a bad area. We do appreciate you calling in.
Yep.
Call us again in a couple weeks, Doug. We'll try to.
It's been good talking to you.
All right. We surely appreciate the call. Ruth Ann?
Yep. No worries. Yeah.
Keep driving
No,
safe.
it's been good talking to you guys and getting your point of view of what's going on over there. And yeah, it's been a good chat.
All right, brother. We appreciate you. Stay safe, okay?
Text a picture of you and your tractor so we could put it up on the page of our friend Doug Parker.
Yeah, do that, Doug. Text us a picture of you with the truck, okay?
Yep.
All right, brother.
No worries. I can send her a picture of me and my partner in front of the truck if you want.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
great.
sounds awesome, man. Give us a
Yeah,
picture or
I've got a
two.
photo of me and my partner standing in front of it already, so I'll send it through at some time today.
Yeah, we'll use that in the artwork for the actual podcast when we put it up on iTunes. We'll put that up on iTunes. All right?
It's been great talking to you. You drive safe.
All right, brother. Take care now, Doug.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
All
Sorry about the call. It's just been the Bluetooth gets funny in these areas.
That's okay.
All right, kiddo. Take care now.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace.
I just left him go. That was an interesting call. What do you think, for real?
It was.
I mean, that was a random... And that's what I was getting at. It was so weird. We're sitting in our house, and... In fact, how long has that Australian phone been dialing us?
That was the third time he called.
But the last week or two? Wasn't it like last week?
It started like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah. And so you finally decided to pick it up here on a Sunday night. So it was 7 o'clock here, and he said it was 9 o'clock in the morning there. Mm-hmm. I wonder, now, here's the question I didn't ask him. Was it 9 o'clock in the morning Sunday, or was it 9 o'clock in the morning Monday? Is Australia is Australia ahead of us in time or behind? And I would be willing to bet it's actually ahead.
It is because,
Well, everything, if you go west from us, everything's behind. Mm-hmm. And they're more east and down. They're the down under. I mean, I'm just thinking. So they're probably actually ahead, 10 hours ahead.
I think they are because, it would be him at work on a Wednesday or a Monday morning.
No, if they were ahead, that'd be 14 hours ahead. Yeah. So, all right. Well, listen, do you have anything else? I mean, it was an interesting podcast. Hopefully we can get the audio cleaned up enough to get it up on the...
Yeah, it was last minute.
Yeah, it was actually kind of fun. And I love a driver. You know what I love? Do you want to know the truth? I love it when a young guy talks with an old soul. And I mean it. And
that's why I asked how old he was.
Now, listen to me. I know I was just joking with you before, but listen, this is the truth. When you get and there's a lot of we've had like 18-year-old American boys. Actually, I've had younger kids write in and tell us how much they love trucking, and someday they're going to be an over-the-road truck driver, and they can't wait to actually get out there and be commanding a tractor trailer. To me, that's in the heart. I love hearing that versus some guy that's been doing it for 10 years that hates his job. I do. Like, you could tell that kid, he said he was second-year driver now, pulling a road train.
But he was like so many generations. I think he said third-generation driver in his family.
He loves to make sure that his equipment's clean. He loves to have it all looking good going down the road, and he loves the job. You could tell he loves the job. And who the hell wouldn't love a job driving a Western Star? Them things, I'm telling you, they drive like a Porsche if you get a good, solid hood, okay? So to me, I absolutely, not just him, but we've talked to many American truck drivers that are young that just have that, you could just hear the excitement in their voice that they love trucking. That's the guy I like talking to. I do. I don't like talking to the guy that's always whining about his damn job. I'm sorry. It's just constant bitching.
Right.
So, guys, let that young Aussie be an example. And we've had many. What was it? The kid's name up there in Indiana that was hauling cattle all the time. He was only like 20, 21 when he got it. He was actually 19 when he got a local job, and then he stayed with us talking. And like 2 years later, he's over the road now. And that you could tell that kid loved trucking. Mm-hmm. That's it right there, the love of trucking. Mm-hmm. Guys, if you're out there listening, man, and you're one of these guys that have never driven a tractor trailer before, and your dream is to drive, or on the other side of the coin, you're thinking about doing it because you think you can make money, I'm going to tell you the truth. You better talk to people and read about it, and maybe even find somebody to go on a trip or two with before you commit to the career. Because many drivers, they get that CDL and then they hate the damn job. Mm-hmm. They hate it. Mm-hmm. And it ain't for. And I'm not putting them down, because you get out there and you realize, oh my gosh, this ain't the life that I thought I was going to have. Because what's funny is, you don't go out there and make a big paycheck in 1 week. You got to keep going back out. Mm-hmm. And then you go back out. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you realize, after about 3 months of doing it or 6 months of doing it, you're like, this is my life now.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I get to see my family every couple of weeks and say hi to my wife, pet my dog, and give my kids a hug. And I got to go back out on the road. If you're not prepared to love that, I would not advise getting into it.
Well, also, you have to make it a mentality too. I mean, you have to put it in your head, oh, I can't go out again. You can't have that mentality.
Exactly. And believe it, you're absolutely spot on there. If you have the attitude of, oh man, I got to leave tomorrow. I mean, don't get me wrong, every now and then, even a guy
everyone will hate their job if that's the case.
Absolutely. But, even like when I loved trucking, I just loved it. I couldn't wait to leave, even though I loved you. But the bottom line was, okay.
Loved?
At the time.
Loved?
I still do. I'm just saying, I did then, I do now. Uh-huh. Do I have to profess my love on the damn show?
No, you don't need to use past tense.
But no, seriously, but what I was getting at is every now and then, you're having such a good time at home, you're going, oh man, I got to leave tomorrow, that sucks. But for the most part, the guys that truly love trucking, they're like, in the back of their mind, they're like, honey, I love you. And in their heart, they're going, oh man, I can't wait to pull out. You just can't. The ones that love it, really.
Oh, most drivers do that. Honey, I don't want to leave. But you're inside your mind saying, I can't wait to get out of here.
Well, if she's brawling with you, yes. So, nah. But anyways, do you have anything else? I mean, do you have anything else for the show? What should we call this? The Aussie invasion? We got to try to. I hope we get the audio all cleaned up real nice. But other than that, truly, really like that forfend word. That was a cool word.
Forfend.
I like that. Because like normally you'd go, I'm out defending that person. Really, you're forfending. You're forfending that person. That's really cool stuff. We got anything else?
That's it. Peace.
Peace. Praise the Lord. Hey drivers, have you thought about becoming your own company? Have you thought you'd like to get your own authority and DOT number, but you just don't know how to go about doing it? Well, call J.J. Keller and Associates. They can help you get the proper registration and credentials that you need to operate legally. They protect drivers from penalties and out of service orders as a result of not having the proper authority. They save drivers time by filing their paperwork and ensuring everything is correct. Drivers, they also help you with unified carrier registration, US DOT and MC numbers, MCS 150 updates, year-around authority monitoring, and plenty more. Drivers, if you're looking to become your own company and you want your own authority number and DOT number today, call J.J. Keller and Associates at 888-601-2017. That's 888-601-2017 and tell them TalkCDL sent you. Thank you.